make connection.
Sí.
The interpreter's connected, Your Honor.
All right. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Mi nombre es Adalberto Rojas González.
My name is Adalberto Rojas Gonzalez.
Sir, you're here in case 2021 MM8361AO on a charge of battery domestic violence.
I'm sorry, Your Honor, I could not hear the number.
Sorry, 2021 MM8361AO on a charge of battery domestic violence.
Muy bien, usted está aquí por un caso penal del 21MM8361 por el cargo de agresión en violencia doméstica.
I reviewed his charging affidavit, didn't find probable cause for his arrest. So I want to ask the state of Florida if they want 24 hours to find the probable cause.
Yes, Your Honor, we're requesting 24 hours.
Yo he determinado causa
Oh,
probable.
you're on
Estamos
overhead.
pidiendo la
You're on overhead. Sorry.
Sorry, Your Honor.
The state will be requesting 24 hours to address the probable cause in this case.
All right. Mr. Gonzalez, I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you in this case. Going to reset your case for tomorrow morning for a probable cause determination. Until that happens, I'm going to order that you have no contact with the victim in this case.
Ok.
Okay.
Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Marcelino Ruiz Gómez.
Marcelino Ruiz Gomez.
Sí.
Mr. Ruiz Gomez, you're here in two matters. The first one, 2021 CT 7780AO on charge of leaving the scene of a crash with property damage. Reviewed the charging affidavit in that case. In citation, did find probable cause for your arrest. Going to stay your bond in that case about $500. And you're also here in 2021 CT 7781AO on charge of no valid driver's license. Reviewed that charging affidavit in that citation, did find probable cause for your arrest. Going to stay your bond in that case amount of $500. Addition of both your cases that you have no contact when you're victims or witnesses, that you not operate a motor vehicle without a valid driver's license. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you in both cases. You have a great day, sir.
Gracias.
Thank you.
Both cases $500 each. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Nestor Sanchez.
Mr. Sanchez, you're here in 2021 MM 8331AO on charge of trespass on property after warning. I reviewed your charging affidavit, did find probable cause for your arrest. Say it was an offer to resolve Mr. Sanchez's case.
Yes, Your Honor.
What was the offer?
I believe it was adjudication of the credit time served, court costs, and
All right. Mr. Sanchez, the state of Florida is offering an adjudication of guilt, credit time that you spent in the Orange County Jail, and there's going to be court costs involved. Do you want to accept that offer from the state?
Yes.
Can you raise your right hand and be sworn in? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth? Oh, other one. Other hand. There you go. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the truth, the testimony you're going to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? All right, you put your hand
Yes, I
down,
do.
sir. Sir, the charge of facing a trespass on property after warning is a first-degree misdemeanor, punishable up to 1 year in the county jail and $1,000 fine. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Is it Creel online? Please. Sir, do you want to enter a plea of guilty or no contest to resolve this case?
No me opongo.
No contest.
You understand by entering a plea of no contest, you don't waive all the rights outlined on the plea form you just signed.
Correcto.
Correct.
Are you under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medication?
Estaba bebido, sí.
Well, I was drunk. Yes.
Well, right now,
Alcohol.
not when you're arrested, right now, you're still drunk.
Sí. No.
No.
Have you now or in the past been diagnosed with mental health illness?
No, señor, no.
No, sir.
Has anybody forced, threatened, or coerced you into this plea?
No.
No.
You understand by entering this plea if you're not a United States citizen, it could subject you to deportation from this country.
Soy ciudadano estadounidense, señor.
I am a citizen, so yes.
I did have an opportunity to view your charging affidavit in this case. I did find a factual basis contained therein. Going to accept your plea of no contest, find that your plea is freely and voluntarily entered. I'm going to adjudicate you guilty of the charge. I'm going to give you credit for the 2 days you spent in Orange County Jail with 2 days credit time served. Court, 3 days? Sorry, you have 3 days in Orange County Jail with 3 days credit time served. Court costs and costs of prosecution in this case are $273. I'm going to give you 2 years from today's date to pay that money directly to the clerk in full. You have 30 days from today's date to appeal your judgment and sentence in writing. You have a great day, sir. Two years. All right. I think that was my last Spanish interpreter case, but if you can make an announcement in the gallery to make sure I didn't miss anybody.
No problem, Your Honor. ¿Hay alguien en el público que necesite traducción al español si va a ser testigo en algún caso? Levanten la mano.
I don't see anybody waving any hands at me. So thank you. Have a great weekend.
You're welcome, Your Honor. Same to you.
All right. You got them, or you still calling? All right, we don't have the Creole yet, so let's go ahead and jump on to Ms. Johnson. As soon as we get Creole on the line, we'll address those cases. Good morning, ma'am. Can you tell me your name?
Carol Johnson.
Ms. Johnson, you're here in case 2021 CF 15178AO on charge of aggravated assault, domestic violence. I reviewed your charging affidavit in your case. I did find probable cause for your arrest.
Your Honor, if I may.
Go ahead.
Ms. Johnson would like the court to be aware that she does have stage 2 cancer and she does have her first visit for that on Thursday, her first treatment. So she would like the court to be aware of that when considering the bond amount.
At least she has prior history with the same victim.
Can I say something?
Well, you have the right to remain silent. So just hold off on.
My apartment, I'm the only person that pays the bill. I'm on my own lease. And don't think I say I'm on disability and I pay my own rent and my on my lease it's only me. And You know, my landlord only see me. And I pay my rent on my disability card by myself. And I'm planning on exiting, getting these people out of my life because they're really not helping me. And you can see I'm not in no shape of trying to hurt anybody. But, you know, sometimes
Well,
they believe in them. And I know you
Ms.
see this.
Johnson, I want to give you some history about that. If you're like, what about people in shape of hurting people?
Yeah.
And people, because they're near death, do some horrific
I
things to other
just got
people.
home from out of
I'm
town.
just letting you know. So
Okay.
the fact that
No.
somebody's disabled, they're in a wheelchair, they're, ill, has not seemed, in my experience, to stop them from
I
doing things
understand.
that aren't, exactly
I had a
homogeneous
wonderful
to other
weekend,
people.
sir. I just got home from my family.
All right.
An hour
I'm gonna do
prior.
this. I'm gonna set your bond in this case amount $2,000. Condition of bond, no contact with the victim.
Okay.
You need to maintain a separate residence from the victim. I don't think you need a one-time return. No weapons, no firearms. The weapons and firearms you have need to be returned to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. You may not possess or consume any drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. I'm gonna appoint the public defender to represent you in this case. You have a great day, ma'am.
You too, thank you, sir. And you consider my health. I got to have cancer treatment soon, so.
Yeah, I mean, if you need treatment, you need to they can provide that here at the jail, or you can get it outside.
I'm waiting inside. Oh, I can't see, my eyes are blurry. That's it. Okay. Thank you, sir.
Mhm.
Ma'am.
All right, this is, I want to appoint a public defender to represent Mr. Rush in 2021 CF 15191 AO.
Your Honor, we'll waive his appearance.
All right, he's here on charges of aggravated battery and aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. 1 second here. Now, I did review his charging affidavit, did find probable cause for his arrest. It's the brick. I'm gonna state his bonds in his warrant, in the affidavit, 3,500, 2,500. Condition of the bond, no return to the scene, no contact with victims or witnesses, no weapons or firearms. Any weapons or firearms he has needs to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of his release. All right. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Donovan Christian Pascal.
Mr. Pascal, you here in case 2021 MM 8353 AO on charge of assault on a law enforcement officer. Reviewed the charging affidavit, did find probable cause for your arrest. Gonna release you on pretrial release in this case.
Your Honor, there's been an offer extended on this case.
Has the victim been notified in this case?
Excuse me?
Did you notify the victim this morning of your resolution?
There has been no victim contact, Your Honor.
Say again?
There has been no victim contact in this case, Your Honor.
So how are we resolving this case with no victim contact?
Your Honor,
So the state will withdraw the offer that was extended.
Sir, I'm gonna appoint a public defender to represent you, gonna release you on pretrial release in this case. Condition that you not return to the scene of the location where this incident occurred. You have a great day, sir. No return to the scene. See? Straight PTR. right. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Louis Vile.
All right, you forgot Mr. Val. Apparently you
Hearing.
didn't hear me the last time, so we want to make sure you hear me this time.
Sir, yes, sir.
Yeah. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Luis Vial.
Mr. Vial, you're back in front of me in case 2021 MM 8368AO on charges of violation of a domestic violence injunction.
Yes, sir. I never went out of jail.
Yeah, I know. That's the problem. Say, are you filing a motion for pretrial detention in this case?
Not at this time, Your Honor.
All right. Mr. Val was in front of me, I believe last week, when I ordered him to comply with his injunction again in 2021 DR 13124AO. Then subsequently decided just to ignore my orders and do whatever he wanted to do. So, and since the state of Florida is going to not file a motion for pretrial detention in this case, which they probably should, the court's going to set your bond in this case at $1 million. Condition of your bond, you had no contact with the victim, and that you not comply with an injunction in 2021 DR 1312400. As well, in your other cases that are open in front of the court, 2021 CF 14296, 2021 MM 7854, as well as 2021 MM 7817, which I think one of them already revoked your bonds, revoking your bonds anyways, and in those cases you have any release conditions. It is that you have no contact with this victim. You all also are not allowed to make any phone calls from this jail except on the public defender phone to speak with your attorney. You understand?
I understand, sir.
I'm appointing the public defender to represent you in this case. You have a great day.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
He has all these open cases on new orders. 1 million.
Yeah.
Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Emily Wellblood, Your Honor.
Sir, you're here in 2021 CF 15208 AO on charges of robbery with a firearm, false imprisonment with a weapon, and extortion. I'm the judge signing your warrant, so I did find probable cause for your arrest in this case. State, Mr. Roblin, are you hiring your own attorney? You asked me to appoint a public defender to represent you in this case.
I need a public defender, Your Honor.
All right, sir, I'm going to appoint a public defender to represent you at this time. Say, what are you asking I do as to count one of the warrant affidavit?
Remain as listed as no bond. Count one, you said?
Yep, it's a punishable life offense.
Yeah, for it to remain as no bond.
And counsel, what you ask, where's your response to the state's request?
Your Honor, we wouldn't argue bond at this time. We'd like for him to be able to have an Arthur hearing.
All right. Sir, as to count one, the court's going to state your bond at no bond. At count two, we're going to set your bond in amount of $100,000, and count three, amount of $100,000. Someone said conditions on your bond warrant are going to remain the same. You have no contact, zero contact with this victim or any witnesses. When I return to the scene of location where this incident occurred, you may not possess any weapons or firearms. The weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. Now, that may be revisited if you are able to be released in this case, because I know that the Brevard County Sheriff's Office may still want you to be on duty in some capacity with a weapon. So they're going to have to file a motion with the court to get that done.
Correct, sir.
You have a great day, sir. Ready for Haitian Creole? Are you ready for our Haitian Creole cases?
No, we're not gonna argue that right now.
Yeah, like you think it's over there. It is over right there. You call to say in here? You gotta be proud. Is it in the instructions of this? All right, I guess we're having a little problems transferring the Creole interpreter. So we had one on the line, I'm trying to get them over here on the intercom, so we have a little issue with that. So you're gonna have to pass our cases just for a moment until we can figure that out. And let's have him step back, and as soon as we get to Mr. Jones, we can do that now. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Willie Jones.
Mr. Jones, you're here in the case 2021 MM 8357AO on a charge of battery. I did review the charging affidavit in your case, did find probable cause for your arrest. Going to set your bond in this case amount of $1,500. Conditioning the bond, no contact with the victim, no return to the scene of the location. May not possess any weapons or firearms. Any weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. You're also out on bond in 2021 CF 3300AO. Court's going to revoke that bond, set bond amount of $5,000. Condition you not operate a motor vehicle without a valid driver's license. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you in your cases. You have a great day, sir. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Fee Lee.
Sir, you're here in case 2021 CF 15192AO on charge of burglary of a structure and theft of utilities. Did review the charging affidavit, did find probable cause for your arrest. Going to set bond in count one amount of $2,000, count two an amount of $100. Condition your bond that you not have returned to the scene of the location, not have any contact with any victims or witnesses. Want to appoint the public defender to represent you. You have a great day, sir.
Yes.
To say did it yesterday. Good morning, ma'am. Can you tell me your name?
Diana Guzman.
Ms. Guzman, you're here in case 2021 CF 15198AL on charge of aggravated battery with a deadly weapon, domestic violence. I did review the charging affidavit in your case. I did find probable cause for your arrest. Going to set your bond in this case in the amount of $3,500. It's going to come with pretrial release supervision. That you have no contact with the victim in this case. You maintain a separate residence from this victim. You'll give you one-time return with law enforcement to retrieve any personal items you have at that location. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. Weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. And I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you in this case. You have a great day, ma'am. All right, hold on. We may. All right, I think we got a Creole interpreter. All right, good morning.
Good morning.
Could you tell me your name, your ID number?
Yes, my name is Julie. ID number HCLC.
And could you raise your right hand and be sworn in?
Okay.
Do you solemnly swear you'll translate from Haitian Creole to English and Creole to Haitian, or Haitian Creole to English and Creole to Haitian Creole to, Haitian Creole to English and English to Haitian Creole to the best of your abilities to help you God?
Okay.
All right, ma'am, I have an defendant at the lectern. If you can greet him this morning and ask him to tell me his name.
Ok, bonjour. Moi, le Julie m'a interprété pour qu'à bon nom, s'il vous plaît.
Bonjour, nom c'est Bekson estimé.
Bookfort estimé
Et Bekson estimé.
et Bixen estimé.
Yeah.
Sir, you're here in case 2021 MM 8360AO on charge of battery domestic violence.
I'm sorry, can you repeat the case number again, please? You said 21 MM.
8360AO.
Ok, ça son cas, numéro cas, c'est 21 MM 8360 AO. C'est pour violence domestique.
I reviewed the charging affidavit in your case. I did find probable cause for your arrest.
Ok, là, yo checké dossier ou, yo joine cause probable pour arrêter ou.
Bon, moi-même, pas trouvé des fonds bagaille.
Going to set your bond in this case in amount of $500. It's going to come with pretrial release supervision.
Ok, y a pral ba ou wap paye un amende à $50 et puis pour yo ka lage ou.
You'd have no contact with the victim in this case.
Ou pa ka kontakte victime nan ki nan dossier sa
You are to maintain a separate residence from this victim.
pour habiter non kay différent de victime nan.
I'll give you a one-time return with law enforcement to retrieve any personal items you have at that location.
Ou yo ka voyo ale on seul fois seulement avec police pour al prendre ça que ou gen nan kay la.
You may not possess any weapons or firearms. The weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release.
Sou gen ou pa supposé gen zam, sou gen n'importe zam ko ta genyen, ou gen 24 heures temps après ou lage ou pour bay police li.
Oh,
I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. You have a great day.
Ou ka gen un public defender pour défendre nous, passe bonne journée.
All right. I have one more case I need your help with, Madam Interpreter.
Yes.
Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Emmanuel Zephyr.
Oui, bonjour, ka dim non, s'il vous plaît.
Emmanuel Zephyr.
Emmanuel Dele.
Zephyr.
Comment?
Zephyr.
Oh, Emmanuel Jesse.
Ma'am, do you need the services of the Creole interpreter? Sir, you're
What's the
here.
service interpreter?
No problem. I speak good English.
No, I don't.
All right. Sir, you're here in case 2021 MM 8355AO on charge of battery domestic violence.
Ou là, pour numéro cas, c'est 21 MM 83 55 AO, non charge de domestique violence.
I did review the charging affidavit in your case. I did find probable cause for your arrest.
Ok, nous gardons toute charge yo dans dossier A et puis nous joignons cause probable pour arrêter ou.
Good morning, ma'am. Can you tell me your name and spell your last name?
Lovely Casamajor. Cassamajor.
And ma'am, can you raise your right hand and be sworn in? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Ma'am, can you tell me how you know Mr. Zephyr?
I'm married to her.
And do you want to have contact with him while this case is pending?
Yes.
Has there been previous instances of domestic violence between you all in the past?
No.
Did drugs or alcohol play a role in this incident?
Excuse me?
Did drugs or alcohol play a role in this incident?
No. Drink.
Say, do you have any questions for this witness?
Not at this time, Your Honor.
Mr. Zephyr, I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. Do you have any questions for this witness?
Yes, Your Honor. Do you have any children with Mr. Zafir?
I have 4 beautiful girls here.
Is he the primary provider for them financially?
Yeah, he supported the kids, yes.
Would it be a hardship to you if you were not allowed to come back to the home?
This is what happened this morning. My daughter that called the cop, she wake up crying.
Ma'am,
asking
I apologize. I'm just trying to see if it would be a hardship for you if you were not able to come back to the home.
It'll be we all would be in. It will hurt us not to have him next to us.
Thank you. No further questions.
All right. Does anybody want to advocate for anything other than no contact based on the facts inside of this affidavit?
Yes, Your Honor. Your Honor, based off of the testimony from the alleged victim in this case stating that they do have children at home in which Mr. Zafir is the primary financial provider and that it would be a hardship for her and her children if you were not able to return home, we'd ask for no hostile contact in this case.
All right. So what about the child the child's the one that called the police?
Excuse me, Your Honor.
Yes, ma'am.
My daughter, she woke up this morning. She's 7 years old. She's asking, "Mommy, where's my daddy?" I cannot tell her what happened to her father. I tell her father is at her uncle's house. He's coming home soon.
Yeah.
My daughter is crying. Yesterday, the police officer was pressuring my daughter to talk without my permission. I'm the one who get hurt.
ma'am.
If I was hurting, I
Listen,
would let them know.
listen. My concern, I was want to tell you while I'm reading this affidavit, is that your daughter, they called the police because of you, the adults, not being able to be adults, was thinking that one of you was going to kill the other one.
No, it was just
I know. That's my point. So, because now, if I order no hostile contact, that kind of arguments, whether physical or not, is going to end him back up here with me.
That can happen.
So, I mean, my question is, can you guys live at peace with each other without
Yes.
your daughter thinking that you guys are going to kill each other?
We can live in peace.
All right, Mrs. Zafir, I want to set your bond account in the sole count in the amount of $500. It's going to cover pretrial release supervision. Madam Interpreter, I need your help with that part here.
Oh, okay, that's for Mr. Okay. Mr. Zafir, Dizi a pral ba yon amende pou paye $500 et puis yon pral lage yon avec supervision.
I'm going to order that you have no hostile contact with your wife.
Yon mande pou pa, comme si fè parler en pile fè bri avec madame.
Essentially, this is what that means. You can have disagreements with your wife. However, those disagreements cannot become threatening.
Oui, ou ka parler fè discussion madame nan, but ou pa ka comme si pou apre le met men ba sa yo.
There can be no violence between the two of you.
Ou pa ka gen ken violence entre nou deux ya.
There could be no abusive language used in Creole or English between the both of you.
Nou pa ka utilize anken vie mot ansam, ni en anglais, ni en créole.
Because if you can't find a way to live at peace with each other and somebody calls law enforcement, you will be arrested. You'll spend a lot of time here with me at the Orange County Jail on a no bond status.
Nou ka jen mon jan pou nou viv, bay, wap ya pa parete ou, et puis wap ven fè an pile tan la, nan Orange County.
You understand me?
Vous comprenez?
Oui.
Yes.
All right. Have a great day, sir.
Ok, monsieur, passez bonne journée.
All right, Madam Interpreter, that was my last Creole case. Thank you for your help. Good morning, ma'am. Can you tell me your name?
Kadra Hicks.
Ms. Hicks, you're here in two matters. The first one being 2021 CT 2082AW on charge of driver license suspended. Viewed the charging affidavit in that case. Did find probable cause for your arrest. Going to set your bond at $500. Condition of your bond is you're not operating a motor vehicle without a valid driver's license. You're also arrested in 2021 CF 15194AO. Charged of aggravated assault with a motor vehicle, aggravated assault, domestic violence, aggravated battery with a deadly weapon, domestic violence. Viewed the charging affidavit in that case, did find probable cause for your arrest. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name and spell your last name?
How you doing, sir? Merrill Maurice Calhoun. Calhoun.
Mr. Calhoun, could you raise your right hand and be sworn in? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Can you tell me how you know Miss Hicks?
We have 3 kids together, and I've been dealing, like, we have, that's my baby mama. We got kids that we raised together.
All right. And do you want to have contact with her while this case is pending?
I just want to be peaceful, no hostile. I want to co-parent with her. Like, I don't want to fight. I don't want to argue. I just want to, like, raise our kids to be better. That's all.
Well, I guess the real question is do you think that's possible?
It is, because she's a good girl. She's a great mama. She's not a criminal. She don't get in no trouble. But sometimes people let their anger get the best of them and things happen. But she is a good mama. And if she be in here, this will hurt me. Just like I was listening to what you were saying, but I do need her to get out by any means necessary. She didn't hurt nobody. I mean.
Well, I guess my question, are you the father of the child that she's currently pregnant with?
Oh, no.
All right. All right. Ms. Hicks, I want to appoint a public defender to represent you. I want to know if she wants to have contact with him, because I'm not sure if that's the.
Your Honor, Ms. Hicks has stated that she does not want contact.
All right. Now, do you guys have a parenting plan in place? Like the judge put a time sharing plan in place between you all and your 3 kids.
No, but that's what we need, because if like, you see how if we wasn't in the courtroom, she would be
I get it. I mean, I can see that. I'm just trying to. So that's why I'm trying to help you help yourself, and like contact may not be the best.
I mean, we don't have
that's the idea
like that. I just want to be able to get my kids.
All right. So right now I usually don't do those kind of things because I don't have the capacity to write orders like they can deal with that kind of stuff right now. So what I'm gonna do right now, ma'am, in count 1, I'm gonna set your bond in the amount of $1,500. Count 2, $1,500. Count 3, gonna set your bond amount of $5,000. Condition your bonds be subject to pretrial release supervision. You have no contact with the victim in this case. You need to maintain a separate residence from this victim. Give you one-time return if you still have something at a shared residence that you all shared at some time in the past to get those items with law enforcement. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. Weapons or firearms you have, you need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. And you may not operate a motor vehicle without a valid driver's license. Now, when you get to the division judge, we get to your judge as a division judge in this case, who is Judge Wilson. Then Judge Wilson may put things in place. They make you guys use the parenting app to communicate with each other only. Some kind of time sharing situation between him and his children. I don't see. Have you the child? You signed all the birth certificates and those kind of things?
Yeah, I'm their dad. Yes, sir.
No, like, did you sign the birth certificates?
Yeah,
for all the kids.
I didn't. I don't.
No,
which one did?
He did not sign any birth certificate for any of the children.
Right. Has there been a time where a court has made him determined that he is the legal father of those children?
No.
All right. Were you two married in the past?
No.
All right. So it sounds like you guys are gonna have some issues dealing with that. You got to go talk to a family law attorney,
I mean, it don't matter.
I'm just
If
saying-
she
I'm
want me
saying,
to be a dad, I can't. I got other things can do. I mean,
Well, these,
I just wanna
if
be
you
there
are
for my kids.
invested in being a part of your children's lives, you should go talk to a family law attorney about how to make that happen.
Right.
Obviously, you guys are like oil and water based on this affidavit. So, there may not be, there has to be some different ways of like dealing with each other for the betterment of your children. Like not about yourselves
Right.
or about, we don't talk bad about one parent, no parent don't talk bad about the other one. We just try to teach these kids to do better, and our personal issues, we gotta do that to the side.
Exactly.
But until a court determines, I'm not determined at this point that you're the legal father of the children, I can't really do anything at the moment right now. All right. So right now, no contact. Get in front of Judge Wilson. She may have some other tools that you guys can utilize for the betterment of the children, not about each other.
Mhm.
All right. Everybody have a great day.
So what's her? Can I know?
You can
ask
post her bond downstairs if you would like.
No, I want to know will she be able to post her own bond?
I'm not sure.
Because if not, then I'm gonna be able to help. Can you ask her?
You need assistance in posting your bond.
She said that she has someone who can help her.
Okay, that's all I need to know. Thank you.
Sounds good to me. Yeah, the DV case. This turned into an interesting day. Just like you can't make this up. Like literally, I don't think Hollywood if they tried. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Dominic Jackson.
Mr. Jackson, you're here in case 2021 CF 15190AO on charge of aggravated battery, alternatively domestic violence. Let me pull your case up again. All right. This was a They reviewed the charging affidavit. In this case, did find probable cause for your arrest. Going to set your bond in this case in the amount of $10,000. Condition of the bond that you have no contact with the victim in this case. You maintain a separate residence from this victim. Give you one-time return with law enforcement to retrieve any personal items you have at that location. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. The weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. As well as you may not possess or consume any drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. Subject to random drug and alcohol testing. I see you have a hold from Leon County.
Oh, Leon.
I don't know. Is that
No, Kansas City can.
What?
Kansas.
okay? I don't know.
I got on my paper. Kansas.
All right. Well, I guess you gotta talk to the folks out there, and
Well, I'll be here. I'm not gonna bond out in this.
I don't know if they're extraditing you or I'll get that paperwork probably next week if they are.
Yeah, cause I'm not gonna give $1,000. Give y'all $1,000, then I have to still sit in.
Yeah. All right.
But hey, is there any way I can talk to you about the charges though? Cause I was attacked and I got put in jail. No.
I wasn't there. If you ask me about the facts of what happened, I mean, if I'm, yeah. People think I'm like Big Brother or something up here. Like, I just watch everybody just see everything that happens in the world. Like, yeah.
No contact with her.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. No, just do just he has a qualified PTR, so just regular drug testing. No, there's no PTR. Yeah, yeah, just drug testing. Drug and alcohol test, yes. Come on, sir, can you tell me your name?
Carnell Elvis Jordan.
Mr. Jordan, here in case 2021 CF 15205 AO on charge of aggravated assault, domestic violence, aggravated battery, alternatively domestic violence, and tampering with witness hindering communication. Did review the charging affidavit in your case. Did find probable cause for your arrest.
Your Honor, if I may.
Yes, ma'am.
Your Honor, I just have probable cause challenge as to the tampering with witness to hinder communication. No statement from any victim or witness state anything about that. There's just a little blurb at the bottom that comes from law enforcement, but there's nothing in the affidavit from any of the statements that state that this happened.
State, what's your response?
The state has no argument at this time, Your Honor.
Are you asking for more time?
Can you repeat that?
Are you asking for more time?
We'll be asking for more time in this case for that third count.
Yes.
Your Honor.
Your Honor, the defense would object and ask for ROR on the third count for the
Why?
simple
Why?
fact that the
What? Okay, so what about the rules say that the state is not entitled to more time?
I do believe that there has to be something in the affidavit that states that it's not complete, and these witness statements seem to be complete
So how do you know that?
because it states that it's their verbal and sworn witness statement. It doesn't state that anything was
Are
left
you
out
in,
or.
are you in possession of the sworn and verbal written statement of the witness?
I am not, Your Honor, but I do believe we have to stay within the four corners of the document that was presented, and there's nothing in there stating that the officer accidentally left something out or anything of that matter.
I don't think in the plain language of the rule, it says the state can ask for more time to determine those probable cause for a charge that they charged them with.
Yes, Your Honor.
I mean, if you have a case or some interpretation of that rule that I'm not aware of,
I do not have the rule in front of me, Your Honor.
look it up. It's 141. First appearance is 3.130. All these things, advise the client, trial release, counsel appointed, counsel retained.
Your Honor, if I may.
Go ahead.
It states the judge, after showing an extraordinary circumstance, may consider the proceeding for not more than 24 hours beyond the 48-hour period. So I believe he's been here for, I'm not sure how long he's been here. I would say about 24 hours.
About 36, probably. That's about the time frame we can get people in between 24 hours and 36. Let me see. And
So based off of,
where are you quoting this from? That's what I'm trying to.
I'm looking at the non-adversarial probable cause determination, Florida Rule of Criminal Procedure 3.133.
133?
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm trying to find it. It was somewhere in this section. I'm trying to find it. All right. Defendant custody. All right, so I always read this rule and it always been taught to me that in sub 4, that was an extended 24 hours. And I believe that in
I'm sorry, you said sub 4?
yeah, so in A4, is that I gave them another 24 hours past the initial 24 hours. So,
And Your Honor, I would agree, but there has to be extraordinary circumstances that exist. As per subsection A1.
yeah, beyond the 48 hour, yeah, it's beyond the 48-hour period.
And yes, Your Honor, I believe if this
That's
were-
the 72-hour rule.
Excuse me?
So the state actually has 72 hours. That's why so there's the first 24, 48, and then if you go beyond the 48 hours, then to the 72 hour, then you need, hurricane, courts closed, those kind of things like that. So that's what, like, from every time, like every class I took on this, every professor I've heard talk about this, even with DCA judges that have given lectures about this, is that you have 24 hours, and then you can extend the 24 hours to 48 hours, but then to extend it to the 72 hours, like beyond that, then you need some extenuating circumstances, courts closed, witnesses stuck in, Dubai, which was not really a problem now because you have Skype and Zoom, but back when I was taught this, and this rule hasn't changed, I don't think let me look. It says 91. No, the last update was 94. So if there's a different reading of the rule that past the 48-hour time period, then the state has time. So there's going to have to be extraordinary circumstances. So tomorrow morning, you'll still be within that time period.
Yes, Your Honor, you're the judge.
No, I'm just trying to make sure that I not read the rule correctly in the plain language of it, that you get 24 hours, there's a 48-hour reset that you can do, and then after that, for the 72 hours that you need the extenuating circumstances, what I was always taught that rule meant.
Yes, Your Honor.
That's the state's understanding.
All right. All right, Mr. Jordan, as to count 3, I'm going to, actually, I might as well just reset the whole case, because then I can give you release conditions as to all the charges. I reset, Judge Gibson, you'll see Judge Gibson in the morning on this case for pretrial, for PC determination as to count 3, I'm sorry. Your PC determination as to count 3. You may or may not be getting out after that point anyways, because the parole board may come looking for you, because it looks like you're on conditional release. So I can't guarantee you once bond is set on all your charges, you're going to be leaving the jail. All right, I'm going to appoint a public defender to represent you till tomorrow. All right, have a great day, sir. All right, good morning, ma'am. Can you tell me your name?
Candace Lee.
Ms. Lee, you're here in case 2021 CF 15181AO on a charge of aggravated battery, alternatively domestic violence. He's pulled up. This is the pepper spray one. I did find probable cause for your arrest. Setting your bond in this case amount of $3,500, conditional your bond, no contact with the victim, maintain a separate residence from the victim, one-time return with law enforcement to retrieve any personal items you have in the shared residence. May not possess any weapons or firearms. The weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. I want to appoint the public defender to represent you. You have a great day, ma'am.
Thank you.
Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Dalton Miller.
Mr. Miller, you're here in case 2021 CF 15206 AO on charges of felony battery in count 1 and battery domestic violence in count 2. Review the charging affidavit in your case, did find probable cause for your arrest. Count 1, of course, going to set your bond amount of $25,000. Count 2, in amount of $1,500. Condition of your bond is that you have no contact with the victim in this case. You maintain a separate residence from this victim. I give you a one-time return with law enforcement to retrieve any personal items you have at that location. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. The weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. And I want to appoint the public defender to represent you in this case. Mr. Miller, I'm not sure, before you were sentenced to DOC the last time, you had a chance to complete a batterer's intervention course. But that was what you were missing. You seem like you're in desperate need of that. So you may want to just enroll in that just for your own personal well-being. You have a great day, sir.
Sure.
Good morning, ma'am. Can you tell me your name?
Suleika Gomez.
Ms. Gomez, you're here in case 2021 MM 8352AO on charges of battery domestic violence. They reviewed the charging affidavit in your case, did find probable cause for your arrest. Going to set your bond in this case amount of $250. It's going to cover pretrial release supervision. You have no contact with the victim in this case. You are to maintain a separate residence from this victim. I'll give you a one-time return with law enforcement to retrieve any personal items you have at that location. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. The weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. And I'm going to appoint the no drugs, alcohol without valid prescription. You're subject to random drug and alcohol testing. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. You have a great day, ma'am.
Thank you.
Yes. Good morning, ma'am. Can you tell me your name?
Mariah Johnson.
Ms. Johnson, you're here in case 2021 MM 586AA on charge of assault. I reviewed the charging affidavit in this case, did find probable cause for your arrest. Ma'am, can you tell me your name and spell your last name?
Lynetta Johnson, Johnson. I'm her mother.
Yep. And can you raise your right hand and be sworn in? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
All right, ma'am, you told me that you are the mother of Miss Johnson. And do you want to have contact with your daughter while this case is pending?
No.
Has there been previous instances of domestic violence between you all in the past?
Yes.
When was the most recent one prior to this incident?
December 2019, Seminole County.
All right. And I see a juvenile conviction for that. That's the same case?
Yes. And she does have a mental health disorder. She's bipolar mania.
All right. Does she take medications for that?
She's non-compliant. She'd rather do weed, meth, Molly, whatever.
No, so she's trying to kill herself. All right.
Yeah, pretty much.
Is she supposed to be? Does she see a mental health counselor? Is she supposed to be seeing?
Well, she did. She was at Orlando Health when she self-mutilated herself in 2017. In 2020, yeah, because the incident happened in December 2019. She was in La Amistad from January to April.
Has she been screened for mental health pretrial release?
Your Honor,
Yes, ma'am.
may I say something?
Sure.
Mariah is an intelligent girl. She's not smart, but she's highly intelligent. She needs to make the right decisions. She needs to be compliant on her medication because last night she wished me dead. I just had surgery on Monday. She wanted to punch me in my stomach. She was erratic and irrational.
She was manic.
Yeah.
Do you agree with that? You were having a manic episode last night? Do you know when you're having a manic episode?
Yes, Your Honor. I feel like last night, may I speak, by the way?
Well, I mean, not about the facts of the case, but I mean, I'm more concerned about your mental health at the moment.
I was trying to say, I don't think last night was a manic episode. I feel like it was reactions to reactions. That's why I feel like.
All right. But you understand that bipolar, if you're actually diagnosed and actually suffering from that mental health the illness, that the reactions to reactions, those kind of things like that, are all triggers usually that cause people to go one way or another. They either go into the hole, into depression, or go escalate a situation that a normal person probably wouldn't escalate to a level that gets you hurt, gets you arrested, hurt somebody else. That's what I've seen. I've prosecuted people. I've had family members, people, friends. That's what happens when they're bipolar. They'll be in the hole because they're in depression, or they'll be going 5 million miles an hour, and any little thing switches them to going, and it's usually focus emotions in one direction, usually towards a person. When children, you're you're an adult now, but usually towards parents when, it's a child or it's a young adult. Usually where that focused energy goes when they're on either states. So what medications are you supposed to be taking?
I feel like one's called Abilify.
Have you tried it? How long?
Personally, I don't feel like I need medication.
Have you tried it?
Yes.
And how long did you try it?
For however long I was in the mental hospital.
How long was that?
Like
4 months.
All right, you want to give it a little longer time for that to work. Abilify, for it to have its full effect, it needs to be in your system completely for at least 6 months.
Sir? She was on Abilify and Depakote.
Yeah, I'm figuring she's at least on Abilify
Mhm.
to help with the swings.
I don't believe in taking pills to fix mental disorders. That's just me personally. I'd rather do therapy than take pills.
All right, I'm just saying taking any medication, but if mom's what she's telling me is true, that you taking Molly and you smoking weed, and I don't know if those things are true or not. I'm just saying I don't know if those things are true. If you're self-medicating, people that are bipolar that self-medicate, I'm just gonna tell you, it doesn't end well. Usually makes them suicidal.
No.
I'm saying it makes them sometimes do, like I said, when you have a manic episode, it's like on 5 million because you have no control over anything on how you're thinking, how you're processing emotions, nothing. You're just going off the rails and usually end up hurting somebody, and then I'm usually end up sending you to, if I was a prosecutor, end up sending you to prison for a long time because I can't trust you to be out and be medication compliant. It's not like you're not competent, which is a legal standard. You understand what's going on. You just won't take your medication so you can control your emotions. You can control what's going on in your mind. So All right, I'm gonna do this. Only tool I have in my toolbox up here, is I'm gonna put you on mental health pretrial release in this case. If you don't qualify for mental health pretrial release in this case, we're gonna set your bond in the amount of $1,000. Additionally, your bond that you have no contact with the victim in this case. You need to maintain a separate residence from this victim. Give you a one-time return with law enforcement to get your things from the house. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. The weapons and firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. You also may not possess or consume any drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. You'll be subject to random drug and alcohol testing while you're out on release in this case, in order that you comply and take any mental health medications that you're prescribed in the doses that is prescribed to you. If you need to change your medications, you need to change in those kind of things like that, you need to talk to your therapist. You need to talk to the people at Orlando Health, Aspire, get you on a cocktail that is going to keep you safe, keep everybody safe around you. All right. You want to appoint the public defender representative already?
I believe that you did.
All right, Ms. Johnson. Yeah, if she doesn't qualify, then bond. So I wanted the doctors to look at her first. All right, Mom, have a great day. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name? Oh, good afternoon now. Tell me your name, sir.
Yeah, Judge, it's Paul Miller.
Here we go. Mr. Miller, you are here in case 2021 MM 8367AO on violation of domestic violence injunction. View the charging affidavit in your case to find probable cause for your arrest. Gonna set your, oh, hello, how are you? Good afternoon. Can you tell me your name and spell your last name?
Yes, my name is Sandra. My last name Orozco, Orozco.
All right. And could you raise your right hand and be sworn in? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Absolutely.
All right. Can you tell me how you know Mr. Miller?
I know him for 8 years, and I've been married for him 7 years.
All right. And are you the respondent in this injunction in 2021 DR 11252?
Yes, yes, Your Honor.
And I believe when I took a look at that injunction earlier, it orders that he has no contact with you, correct?
No, this is what happened. He has a condition, Lyme disease. He's always in pain. And he has to take medications, very strong medications, Vyvanse, oxymorphone, and other kinds, a lot for his pain. And that made him be very irritable. But that's why I was scared, because he never touched me. He only break a coffee cup and this on, angry things. Then I put injunction order because I get afraid just to see somebody screaming at me. And then I got injunction order, and he went voluntary for 40 days or 45 days to White Sands. It's a place in Clearwater. They help them to detox, to not take no medications. He did voluntary that. He took therapies, and he did a lot of stuff for recover our marriage. So we have 120 years old, and he's raising him very well, and he's a Christian man. It's just the pain he has. And then because he's not taking medications, he's crying in pain every single day. And his wife, I know for other people, he suffered a lot for his pain.
Okay.
So I helped him to go to Colombia to get stem cells. And yesterday he gets stem cells therapies for his pain.
Right.
And that's the only reason why he violated that, because I did help him to get his stem cells.
Well, ma'am, it looks like reading the injunction again. It does say order that Mr. Miller to have no contact with you. I see that there is somebody filed a motion to dissolve the injunction on the 10th of this month.
I did have the papers.
Yeah, I know, I'm just telling you, but a judge hasn't ruled on that motion yet. So until that happens, the injunction is still in place.
I understand that. I do, and I'm so sorry. It's just the court takes too long, and his pain is really bad every single day. I had the proof here. He's a good man.
No, I have no doubt. I believe what you're saying, but your proximity to Mr. Miller is going to cause Mr. Miller to get arrested. You guys get pulled over in a car, check in at an airport, check in at the courthouse or other places like that where they're going to run checks on you. He's going to get arrested.
And
Somebody sees him and they know who he is and they know that you have an active injunction with him, they're going to arrest him. So until you get in front of Judge Pender Rodriguez, he's going to have to figure it out.
But he is the main provider of my home. He is.
I didn't look at those kind of things. I don't know if she ordered that he continue to be paid temporary alimony or anything like that, or do those things like that. I'm not sure. Do you guys have children?
We do. My son is 12
so I don't know.
years old.
Was he ordered to pay child support while this was going on?
He's very responsible. He always pay for everything for the kid.
So those all things are outside of my jurisdiction. My jurisdiction is criminal. So the things about injunctions is family court, those kind of things like that. But I'm telling you what's going to happen to Mr. Miller criminally unless.
But every person needs a second chance.
No, I know. I'm not saying that. I'm not going to punish him right now.
Mm-hmm.
I am just warning you that I'm going to set bond in this case. I want to order that he comply with the injunction and they have no contact with you until Judge Pender Rodriguez dissolves the injunction.
And how I made this case go faster, because I did this dismissal two weeks ago, almost 3 weeks.
If I can explain to you how large our injunction docket is, it would probably blow your mind. That is one of the largest.
And he's not taking no medications.
No, I'm just telling you, 2 weeks is not an unreasonable time. It is in family court, my counterparts my colleagues that work in that division are amazing. They do amazing things with the little things that they have and the number of cases they have to take care of is astonishing if you looked at the numbers that they have to deal with.
I believe you. The thing is, I feel comfortable next to him because he's not taking medications at all.
Mm-hmm.
He's clean from now meds.
Yeah, but I can't contradict with Judge Pender Rodriguez's order right now. So right now I'm going to do this. I'm going to set bond in his case $5,000. Addition on his bond that he's not having contact with you and he's to comply with this injunction in 2021 DR 11252 until you can get that resolved with the court. Okay? Because right now I don't have the power to change that. But I don't want him to get arrested again because he wants to be next to you and you want to be next to him.
I do want to be next to him.
I know, but you got to wait till those orders are taken away. Otherwise, Mr. Miller's not getting. You getting any treatment in here with me?
Second, sir.
Are you getting any treatment in here with me? Treatment. You getting still stem cell treatment at the jail?
No.
Yeah, they don't have that here. So if you want him to continue to get treatment and get those kind of things like that, he's got to be out of here. But if he keeps in contact with you, that's not going to happen. He's going to continue to stay here. So until you can get that injunction resolved, and this case resolved, no contact, because it's going to cause him more heartache. You're going to be back to square one. Because when he's talking about he's in pain, they're going to give him drugs here. That's what's going to happen here.
No.
You'll be back to square one.
No, he doesn't need that. He did 45 days in White Sands.
Telling you what's going to happen. He's going to complain about pain. He's going to see a doctor. And doctors are going to do what doctors do. They prescribe pills. All right? You have a great day, ma'am.
Okay.
Yep.
Can I ask one quick question?
Yes, sir.
She has my car keys and wallet. How am I able to get the
Car keys and wallet. Your car keys and wallet? Can she turn it down if she does pay your bond? Can she turn that down to them downstairs to give to him? Yeah, I think you can put it in his property. The keys or for a wallet for him, you put it in his property downstairs.
Can I pay his bond?
Yep.
Yes?
Yep, you do all that downstairs. Talk to people at the window.
So I go pay the bond for him.
Yeah, pay the bond and give him his car keys and his wallet so he won't have a reason to have contact with you and you won't get arrested again.
Okay, so I have his wallet. No, I don't. I don't know. I don't have his wallet. I have it in the house. So how I bring it to him?
What house, like, where is he staying?
Right now, he's not staying anywhere because he came from Colombia just last night. He was in a hotel
I'll
in
do this.
Colombia.
Yeah, bring him back. I'm gonna tell her to bring that to the public defender's office, and then they can give it to him. You gotta go. I'm gonna tell you, like, bring it downtown, give it to his attorneys at the public defender's office, and they will get that to him.
Okay, so I can pay the bond for him, right?
Yep, you can pay the bond for him, but if those kind of properties, give it to the public defender's office. So you don't have to worry about having contact with him, okay?
Okay, so can I tell him I'm gonna pay the bond for him?
Yep, so I guess these are two options. Where is this at home? How far is home from here?
It's 30 minutes.
All right, so there are two things you can do. You can go home, get his stuff, come back, pay his bond, give him the property here. It's option two. You can bond him out now, but he's still going to linger around for about an hour or two trying to process out. Try to get home fast enough to get back and do that same thing. Or bond him out, try to come back before he's released. And if he's released before that, you have to go to the public defender's office to give him his stuff. Okay? You have to give it to his attorney at the public defender's office.
I don't think he has attorney. Did he has
Yep,
attorney?
he has an attorney. I appointed the public defender to represent him in this case.
Okay.
The only thing I really need is a wallet so I can get an Uber somewhere.
No, so I said I told her to bring. You have a wallet, phone, keys.
There's a credit card I have.
A credit card.
And Miss
like a
Honor,
go bag.
we work together from home. I work on computer with him. How I can communicate with him about employees and staff? Because the lawyer
can't.
say
That's what I'm trying to explain to you. Until Judge Penny Rodriguez draws, let me look in her order.
In Your Honor.
Because if I not talk to him, I can talk to the secretary and talk to her, and she talk to him.
I'm just right now. That's just all a violation of this injunction. That's why I'm.
Your Honor, I just want to make sure that she's aware the public defender's office is closed today. So if he were to get his items, it
tomorrow.
wouldn't be until tomorrow.
Okay, I can pay the bond now, and I go home, and he can go home by himself, and I leave the house for hour.
Yeah. So, are you still at this Irish?
Yes.
Yeah. So, but my point is this: he is not allowed to go there.
Okay.
So that's what I'm trying to explain to you. So he is not allowed to be there.
If she's got a credit card, that's mine. That's all I really need.
Yeah, I'm trying to explain to her that this order by Judge Penny Rodriguez says he's not to have absolutely zero contact with you. Third party contact, through another person, about work, about your child, about any contact whatsoever, and he's not allowed to go back to the house where you guys have lived on this Irish
Okay. If you go
this
leave
Irish
his,
address, this Irish beach address.
if you leave his staff and a friend who she lives like 30 minutes from me, Natalia, my friend, I leave her clothes.
Yeah, but I don't think from my understanding, he doesn't have enough money to get from here to her
No,
house.
I have a card here with me, the credit card, so he can leave by himself. But I can drop his stuff, the clothes, his stuff he needs, his personal stuff, on Natalia's house, and he can go pick it up the stuff.
You know where Natalia lives?
He knows.
All right. So you can quickly leave him a credit card here, do whatever you got to do, and then expeditiously get things to Natalia's house so you guys don't cross paths, because
Exactly.
otherwise, once again, he gets stopped by law enforcement, you get stopped by law enforcement, he's going to jail. Okay?
Okay.
All right. Have a good day. Good morning, ma'am. Can you tell me your name?
Ebony Sutherland.
Ms. Sutherland, you're here in case 2021 MM 8354AO on a charge of battery domestic violence. They reviewed the charging affidavit in your case. Did find probable cause for your arrest. Gonna set bond in your case amount of $1,000. It's gonna come with pretrial release supervision. You'd have no contact with the victim in this case. You are to maintain a separate residence from this victim. Give you a one-time return with law enforcement to retrieve any personal items you have at that location. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. Weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you in this matter. You have a great day, ma'am.
Thank you.
Before we get to that, before we start felony, you might need a break. Does anybody need a break before we?
No, Your Honor.
Here you go.
Your Honor.
All right. All right, the public defender's office already represents Mr. Brown in the 2021 CF 5491 case. I want to appoint them in the 2021 CF 15195 AO case.
Your Honor, we'd waive his appearance.
In the failure to appear case, bond is $1,500 at $100. In the new case, we're going to set bond in the amount of $2,000. Find the probable cause, no drugs or alcohol without valid prescription, random drug testing. Morning, sir. Good afternoon, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Marlon Bunch.
Sir, you're here in case 2021 CF 15200 AO on charges of robbery and aggravated battery on a pregnant person. Did find probable cause for your arrest. State bond count 1 amount of $5,000, count 2 an amount of $2,500. Condition of your bond: you got no contact with the victim, not return to the scene, the location, may not possess any weapons or firearms. The weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. I want to appoint the public defender to represent you in this matter. You have a great day, sir. Morning, sir. Good afternoon, sir. I'm sorry. Tell me your name.
My name is Andrew, and my last name is Chinchar.
Sir, you're here in case 2021 CF 15185 AO on charge of battery on a firefighter and resisting officer without violence. Did review the charging affidavit in this case, did find probable cause for your arrest. Count 1 is that bond is $2,500. Count 2, $100. Addition your bond, no contact with this victim in this case. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. You have a great day.
It's just your paperwork and it has your bonds. You don't have to sign anything. That's yours.
All right. Good afternoon, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Yes, sir. LaRon Fitz.
Fitz, you're here in case 2021 CF 15189 AO on a charges of possession of methamphetamine with a weapon, possession of firearm by a convicted felon, possession of a concealed weapon by a convicted felon, possession of cannabis with intent to sell and deliver with a weapon, possession of cannabis. Review the charging affidavit in this case, did find probable cause for your arrest. Count one. Gonna set your bond in the amount of $10,000. Count two, 150. Sorry. 10,000 count one, 5,000 count two, $150 for the remaining counts. Condition of bond, no drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. No weapons or firearms. The weapons and firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. Going to appoint a public defender to represent you. You have a great day, sir.
Sean Mascara is mental health.
All right, 2021 CF 15177 AO. We're going to appoint a public defender to represent Mr. Mascara.
Your Honor, we'd waive his appearance.
I'm going to find probable cause for his arrest, release him on mental health pretrial release. If he doesn't qualify for mental health pretrial release, I'm going to set his bond in the amount of $5,000. Condition of bond, no drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. May not return to the scene of the location, have no contact with any victim, may not have any contact with any victims or witnesses. Yes, ma'am. Good afternoon, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Lee McCarty.
Mr. McCarty, here in cases, first one, 2021 CT 7782 AO. You're on charge of driving with license suspended. That's going to find probable cause for your arrest. Say your bond is $500. Condition on your bond is you not operate a motor vehicle without a valid driver's license. You're also here in 2021 CF 15177 AO on a charge. 2021 CF 15196 AO. Click too far up. Charges of trafficking oxycodone of 14 grams or more, carrying concealed firearm, possession of cannabis, and possession of drug paraphernalia. Did review the charging affidavit in this case, did find probable cause for your arrest. Gonna stay your bond in count one in the amount of $200,000, count two, 150, count three, 100, count four, 100. Condition of your bond is you're not allowed to possess or consume any drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. You're not allowed to possess any weapons or firearms. The weapons and firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. You also need to comply with Florida Statute 903.046, sub 2, sub F, and file an affidavit with the court attesting that the funds used to bond you out do not come from an illegal or illicit source. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you in this case. You have a great day, sir. Good afternoon, ma'am. Can you tell me your name?
Michelle Milano.
Ma'am, we're here in case 2021 CF 15197 AO on charge of aggravated battery with a deadly weapon. Did review the charging affidavit in this case, did find probable cause for your arrest. Gonna set your bond in this case amount of $8,000. Condition of your bond that you have no contact with the victim in this case. You maintain a separate residence from this victim. I'll give you a one-time return with law enforcement to retrieve any personal items you have at that location. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. The weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. You also may not possess or consume any drugs or alcohol that you don't have a valid prescription for, or do you take any mental health medications you're supposed to be taking in doses that you're prescribed for you. Going to appoint a public defender to represent you. You have a great day, ma'am.
Thank you.
Your Honor, Gary Sanders refused.
All right, it's 2021 CF 15193 AO. Mr. Simmons, going to appoint a public defender to represent him.
Your Honor, we'd waive his appearance.
All right, found probable cause for his arrest in count 1 and 2, possession of cocaine and petty theft for $100 or more. Bond to count 1, $2,000, count 2, $100, condition to bond, no drugs or alcohol without valid prescription, random drug testing, no return to the scene of the location, no contact with victims or witnesses. Looks like he was released on a 33-day motion in the open case, so I'm not gonna take any action on that case. Yes, ma'am. No contact with any victims or witnesses. Mhm.
Dimitri Young bonded.
Young. Next person I had was Johnson. Catherine, sir, can you tell me your name?
Jason Andre Johnson, sir.
Let me get to the other screen. Mr. Johnson, you here in 2021 CT 3909 AO for a failure to appear warrant. Bond on your warrant is $500. But did he want to resolve this case?
Yes, sir. I want to resolve it.
Did you make it? Was it an offer?
I don't have an offer at this time, Your Honor.
All right. Mr. Johnson, I can't resolve your case today because it seems like this is an enhanceable offense. But you're going to stay your bond at $500 represented by the public defender's office. So maybe you can get in front of Judge Dubois, quickly keep in contact with your attorney. Looks like well, we're gonna see you next Tuesday for in-jail arraignment, if you're still here. All right.
Can I resolve it then?
Yeah, I think you have an in-jail arraignment scheduled for the 1st, which I believe is it? All my days are running together now. Yeah, I believe it's Wednesday. I'm sorry, next Wednesday.
Okay.
If you're still in custody, then hopefully we have a resolution for your case. All right, have a good day. Not taking any action on it. Catherine, sir, can you tell me your name?
Michael Kellum.
Mr. Collum, you here in 2 matters. The first one being 2021 CT 7778 on charge of driving under influence. You're also here in 2021 MM 8358 AO on charge of possession of cannabis. Reviewed the charging affidavit in both cases. Did find a factual basis, probable cause for your arrest in those cases. Give me 1 second. Gonna set your bond in your DUI in amount of $500, and in your possession of cannabis case $500. Condition of bond be the same in both cases. Not allowed to possess or consume any drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. So the random drug and alcohol testing. You may not operate a motor vehicle without a valid driver's license. You may not enter any bars or places where the primary source of income is the sale of alcoholic beverages. Want to appoint a public defender to represent you in both cases. You have a great day, sir.
What if I just plead guilty?
I don't think the state of Florida is another enhanceable offense, so I can't do that without the state consenting to that.
Okay, thank you.
Take this with you.
All right. Catherine, sir, can you tell me your name?
Michael Leonard Macon.
Mr. Macon, you're here in case 2020 CT 7779 AO on charge of driver license suspended as a subsequent offender. Did review the charging affidavit in this case, did find probable cause for your arrest. Gonna set your bond in this case amount $1,000. Condition the bond should not operate a motor vehicle without a valid driver's license. You seem to be out on bond in 2021 CF 14736 AO for another driver license suspended charge along with a DUI. Of course, going to revoke the bond in that case, set bond at $0. Going to appoint a public defender to represent you in any case that you're not already appointed. You have a great day, sir. Good afternoon, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Andrew Davis.
Mr. Davis, you're here in case 2021 MM8359 AO on charge of trespassing and conveyance. Did review the charging affidavit in your case, did find probable cause for your arrest, but states there an offer to resolve Mr. Davis's case.
Yes, Your Honor. At this time, the offer that was conveyed with adjudication of guilt, credit time served, or no return and court cost.
Your Honor, I did relay that offer and we've gone over the plea form.
Mr. Davis, can you raise your right hand and be sworn in? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Sir, you're here in case 2021 MM8359 AO on charge of trespassing and conveyance. That's a second-degree misdemeanor, punishable up to 60 days in the county jail and a $500 fine. Do you understand?
Yes.
Do you want to enter a plea of guilty or no contest to resolve this case?
No contest.
You understand by entering a plea of no contest, you're going to waive all the rights outlined on the plea form you just signed.
No.
Remember the rights that we went over?
Just said that time for.
Yes.
Yeah, do you understand? You're saying you're waiving the rights on the plea form?
Do you understand that?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
Tell him. That you understand.
I understand.
All right. Are you under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, medication?
No.
Have you now or in the past been diagnosed with a mental health illness?
No.
Has anybody forced, threatened, or coerced you to enter this plea?
No.
You understand about entering this plea if you're not a United States citizen, it could subject you to deportation.
Right.
I did have an opportunity to review your charging affidavit, did find a factual basis contained therein. I want to accept your plea of no contest, find your plea is freely and voluntarily entered. I want to adjudicate you guilty to the charge, give you credit for the 2 days you spent in the Orange County Jail with 2 days credit time served. Court costs and costs of prosecution in this case are $273.
$273.
Yep, want to give you 2 years from today's date to pay that money directly to the clerk in full. You have 30 days from today's date to appeal your judgment and sentence in writing. You have a great day, sir.
May I approach, Your Honor?
Yes, ma'am. Good afternoon, sir. Can you tell me your name?
What you said, miss?
Can you tell me your name?
Miguel Molina.
Mr. Molina, you're here in case 2021 MM8351.
Talking to me, I can't hear you.
Your Honor, may I have one moment?
Yep.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Mr. Molina, you're here in case 2021 MM8351 AO on a charge of trespass on property after warning. Did review the charging affidavit in your case, did find probable cause for your arrest. The state was an offer to resolve Ms. Molina's case.
The offer that was conveyed was the withhold of adjudication, credit time served, no return and court cost.
Mr. Molina, would you want to accept the state's offer of a withhold of adjudication of guilt and credit time served? You said withhold, correct?
Correct.
Withhold of adjudication of guilt, credit time served for this case?
What does that mean?
The
Your Honor.
court, yes, ma'am.
It's the Office of the Public Defender appointed.
What does that mean? I don't understand what you're saying.
I was going, well, the offer in this case is a withhold adjudication of guilt.
Well, what does that mean? Like,
It means that,
no, she didn't explain to me nothing.
Your Honor, I do have some concerns with this plea. I tried to go over with him several times this morning, and
well, what did you tell him that a withhold adjudication of guilt meant?
I
You told
told
me nothing.
Wait. Then let her respond, because you're doing a lot of talking and not a lot of listening.
I got you.
Your Honor,
Maybe this be the problem.
I attempted to explain to him that a withhold of adjudication, this charge is still going to be on his record, but it's not going to count as a conviction. And I did also explain to him what credit time served is, as well as the court costs and what no return meant.
Do you have any other questions?
Yes, I want to know what does the if I can't, because I can't pay the court costs because I don't have money and I don't have anybody to contact to pay it for me.
Well, I'm gonna give you 2 years to make that happen. Then, if before the 2 years are up, you need to go to the clerk's office, speak with them. There are other alternatives, community service, other things you can do to pay the money, but it's up to you to keep in contact with the clerk's office. Tiffany Russell is our clerk of court. She has a lot of programs and patience to make sure to help people pay their fines and fees. So you need to go to the downtown to make that happen at some point between now and 2023.
Okay, so when y'all let me go,
Yes.
I could pay it. Then I could pay it, right?
Go down and say like whenever, like normal business hours, Monday through Friday, and pay it. But if not, if you can't pay it for some reason between now and 2023, you need to go down to the clerk's office and talk to them about making the payment, about how you're gonna make payments.
I'm saying like when y'all let me go, I could pay it.
You could.
Pay it, right?
Yeah, you can pay it right away. You can go to Amscot and pay it if you want.
I bet. All right. Okay. So what does I forgot. I can't because I don't understand. Yeah, like. Okay. Okay. All right. All right. Thank you.
Right. Got it covered?
Yeah, I got it. Now I understand.
All right. Did you read the plea form while you were doing all of that?
No, I didn't.
All right. Take a moment, take a gander at that.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Go ahead.
Got you. All right. Thank you.
All right. All right, sir. You can raise your right hand and be sworn in if you could. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Like, put your hand down, sir. Sir, the charge you're facing is trespass on property after warning. The maximum penalties for that charge are 1 year in the county jail and a $1,000 fine. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Do you want to enter a plea of guilty or no contest to resolve this case today?
Yes.
Do you understand by airing a plea of no contest that you're going to be waiving all the rights on the plea form you just went over and signed?
Wait, what you said?
You're going to waive the rights on the plea form that you went over and signed. So, all right, do you understand that?
Yes.
Are you under influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medication?
No.
Have you now or in the past been diagnosed with a mental health illness?
Yes.
What was that mental health illness?
Bipolar schizophrenia.
Okay. Are you suffering from any of the symptoms of your bipolar or schizophrenia right now?
You said if I'm scared?
Are you suffering from any of the symptoms? Okay. Hearing any voices? All right. Are you taking any medications for your bipolar or schizophrenia? Those medications help you understand the world around you.
Yes.
Right. Has anybody forced, threatened, or coerced you into this plea?
No.
You understand by entering this plea, if you're not a United States citizen, you could be subject to deportation. I did have an opportunity to review your charging affidavit in this case. I did find a factual basis for the purpose of entering your plea. I'm going to accept your plea of no contest, find that your plea is freely and voluntarily entered. I'm going to withhold adjudication of guilt. I'll give you credit for the 2 days you spent in the Orange County Jail with 2 days credit time served. Court costs and cost of prosecution in this case are $273. I'm going to give you 2 years from today's date to pay that money directly to the clerk in full. You have 30 days from today's date to appeal your judgment and sentence in writing. You understand?
I understand.
All right. You have a great day, sir. Yes, ma'am.
Sweet.
Thank you. All right, good afternoon, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Marquez Black.
Mr. Black, you're here in a Lake County case 2020 CT 2344. Bond for your out-of-county warrant in that case is no bond. Bonds remain no bond until you get you over to Lake County. Going to appoint a public defender to represent you until that happens. You have a great day, sir. Good afternoon, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Louis Almonte.
Mr. Alamonte, you're here in case 2021 MO 1398 on a charge of disorderly conduct. They reviewed the charging affidavit in this case, did find probable cause for your arrest. The city of Orlando is offering you a withhold of adjudication of guilt and court costs if you want to resolve your case today. Is that something?
I'd like to get out of here.
All right.
For a bottle of water is what I got from the person. I was listening to a concert over at Dr. Phillips Center. All right, so what do I do?
You're just sign here.
It's a vagrancy crime, is what this is.
I can go home.
Your Honor, he stated he'd like to take the offer.
Yeah, if you'd like to take the offer, you can, I mean, it's a withhold of adjudication of guilt.
What is that?
It means that it's going to be on your record, but not as a conviction.
Oh, that's okay. I'm not too old to worry about that.
Yeah. All right. Very true or not. I
can go home.
I was like, I explained it to another defendant near here beforehand that I've seen people in their deaths, old, sick, do extraneous, strange things when they get in that situation. So, all right, you can raise your right hand and be sworn in. You solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes.
Put your hand down. Sir, you're here in case 2021 MO 1398 AO on a charge of disorderly conduct. They reviewed the charging affidavit in this case, did find probable cause for your arrest. The maximum penalties for this charge, disorderly conduct, is 60 days in the county jail and a $500 fine. Do you understand that? That's the maximum penalties.
Yeah, all right.
Sorry, give me one moment. Sorry about that, Mr. Monte. I'm doing double duty. I'm an emergency judge and I'm here with you. So sometimes things come up that I have to deal with expeditiously, and sometimes people think they're important, they're emergent, but they're not really. All right. Sir, the maximum penalties for the charges disorderly conduct is 60 days in the county jail and a $500 fine. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Do you want to enter a plea of guilty or no contest to resolve this case?
No contest.
Do you understand by entering a plea of no contest, you don't waive all the rights outlined on the plea form you just signed? You understand you're waiving your rights on the plea form?
Yes.
Are you under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, medication?
No.
Have you now or in the past been diagnosed with a mental health illness?
No.
Has anybody forced, threatened, or coerced you to enter this plea?
No.
You understand by entering this plea, if you're not a United States citizen, it could be used against you to deport you from this country.
I'm a citizen.
I did have an opportunity to review your charging affidavit, did find a factual basis contained therein for the entering of your plea. Going to accept your plea of no contest, find your plea is freely and voluntarily entered. Going to withhold adjudication of guilt. Going to give you credit for the 2 days you spent in the Orange County Jail with 2 days credit time served. Court costs in this case are $223. Going to give you 2 years. We'll give you 2 years from today's date to pay that money directly to the clerk in full. You have 30 days from today's date to appeal your judgment sentence in writing. You have a great day, sir.
All right, thank you, sir.
Your Honor, may I approach?
Yes, ma'am.
Nope, you're good to go.
Not a chance to leave refused.
All right. This is 2021 MO 1399. Just going to reset Mr. Lee to tomorrow. I'm going to pay for him to be here. All right. Good afternoon, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Stephen McCarter.
Mr. McCarty, here in case 2021 MO 1400AO on charge of disorderly conduct. I reviewed the charging affidavit in your case and did find probable cause for your arrest. The city of Orlando is offering you a withhold adjudication of guilt and court costs to resolve your case. Is that something you want to do this afternoon?
Yeah.
Can you raise your right hand and be sworn in? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
All right, sir, put your hand down. Sir, you here on that charge of disorderly conduct. It's a second-degree misdemeanor, punishable to 60 days in the county jail and a $500 fine. Do you understand?
You have to say in the microphone.
Yes, sir.
Do you want to enter a plea of guilty or no contest to these charges?
No contest.
You understand about entering a plea of no contest, you're going to waive all the rights on the plea form you just signed?
Yes, sir.
Are you under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medication?
No, sir.
Have you now or in the past been diagnosed with a mental health illness?
No, sir.
Has anybody forced, threatened, or coerced you to enter this plea?
No, sir.
You understand about entering this plea if you're now a United States citizen, it could subject you to deportation.
Yes, sir.
So I had an opportunity to review your charging affidavit, did find a factual basis contained therein for the purpose of entering of your plea. Going to accept your plea of no contest, finds your plea is freely and voluntarily entered. Going to withhold adjudication of guilt, give you credit for the 2 days you spent in the Orange County Jail with 2 days credit time served. Court costs in this case are $223. Give you 2 years from today's date to pay that money directly to the clerk in full. You have 30 days from today's date to appeal your judgment and sentence in writing. You have a great day, sir.
Your Honor, may I approach?
Yes, ma'am. Is this Taylor? Has only got one case left?
Yeah.
Good afternoon, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Paul Taylor.
So Taylor, you're here in case 2021 MO 1402AO on a charge of disorderly conduct. Reviewed the charging affidavit, did find a probable cause for your arrest. The city of Orlando is offering you a withhold of adjudication of guilt and court costs to resolve your case. That's something you want to do today?
Yes, sir.
Can you raise your right hand and be sworn in? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
You can put your hand down. Sir, the charge you're facing is a second-degree misdemeanor, punishable up to 60 days in the county jail and a $500 fine. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Do you want to enter a plea of guilty or no contest to resolve this case?
Yes.
Do you understand about entering a plea of no contest, you can be waiving all the rights outlined on the plea form you just signed?
Yes, sir.
Are you under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medication?
No, sir.
Have you now or in the past been diagnosed with a mental health illness?
No, sir.
Has anybody forced, threatened, or coerced you in this plea?
No, sir.
Do you understand about entering this plea if you're not a United States citizen, it could subject you to deportation?
Yes, sir.
I did have an opportunity to review your charging affidavit in this case. I did find a factual basis contained therein. Going to accept your plea of no contest, finds your plea is freely and voluntarily entered. Want to withhold adjudication of guilt, give you credit for the 2 days you spent in the Orange County Jail with 2 days credit time served. Court costs in this case are $223. We're going to give you 2 years from today's date to pay that money directly to the clerk in full. You have 30 days from today's date to appeal your judgment and sentence in writing. You have a great day, sir.
Yes, sir.
Your Honor, may I approach?
Yes, ma'am. All right. Did I forget anything? State,
Nothing from the state, Your Honor.
defense, PTR, Berlin. All right. We'll be adjourned.